Guys, it's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be previewing the Houston Astros regular season game number 56. The Astros will try to make it 5 wins in a row. Definitely will be their biggest winning streak of the season since last night when the Astros won. Yesterday afternoon when the Astros won and made it 4 wins in a row. That was their biggest winning streak of the season. The Astros have a chance today to take the AL West back in and put themselves in good position leading the AL West. What needs to happen? Well, the Astros. Let's just say the Astros are playing today, but let's just say the Astros weren't playing today. All they need is a loss from the Mariners because the Astros actually hold the tiebreaker against the Mariners. Now that's the good thing. But the Astros do play today. It's been more this season that they have Thursdays often. They play on Thursdays, but they are playing today. So they would need a win and a Mariners loss to take that division back, which would be the first time in a long time the Astros are number one in the division. I think it would be the first time since the Astros played the Mets. That was the last time the Astros were number one in the division, I am pretty sure, which is crazy to say. The first series of the season was the last time the Astros were number one in the division. But tonight will be Shane Baz versus. But I will say before I go over today's game, I believe the Mariners will lose today. They are facing Mackenzie Gore, who has been really good this year for Washington, and they've got Emerson Hancock on the mound for them, and he's been okay recently, but he's had some struggles. I think it's an easy game for the Nationals to get and win the series. But I think the harder thing will be if this Astros team wins today. They're facing Shane Baz, who in his last start was really good. Shane Baz in his last start gave only one earned run in 5 2/3, 4 strikeouts. His previous 4 starts before that were really bad, though. 5 earned runs in 6 innings against Miami, against Toronto, 3 earned runs in 4 2/3, 6 earned runs in 3 1/3 against Philly, against Kansas City, 7 earned runs in 5 2/3. But I look at 3. Those are 3 offenses that outside of Miami. Those are some really good offenses right there. Not saying the Astros aren't, but those are some good matchups that Baz had. And then on the year 4.94 ERA, but it's not like the Astros are have one of their aces going up against him. It's Ryan Gusto going up against Baz. In his last start, he pitched against Seattle, going 4 1/3, giving up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Before that, his last outing before that was out of the bullpen, pitching 1 inning, giving up 2 walks and a strikeout. Before that, he pitched 2 1/3 against Kansas City. It was really bad, his worst we've seen from 7 earned runs and those 2 strikeouts. So you've seen both these guys have some struggles against this Kansas City team. But here's my prediction for this game tonight. I'm going to go over the lineup before I go over my prediction. Here's what the Astros lineup looks today. As we all kind of feared, Christian Walker will not be in the lineup today due to that injury he suffered off the hit by pitch yesterday. I don't think this is something that's going to cost him an IL stint, but I think this is something that will knock Christian Walker out for the first 1 or 2 games of this series, maybe 3, at the most. I think he misses this entire series, but most likely I think you could see Christian Walker coming back 3rd or 4th game of this series. X-rays were negative, nothing to worry about there. But you never know with this Astros team when it comes to injuries. Sometimes they lie. Here is what the lineup looks like today. Jeremy Pena at leadoff, at shortstop. Isaac Paredes at third base at the number 2 spot. DH will be Altuve at 3. Victor Caratini will be at first base for the first time this season starting. He's had games where he comes in late and plays first base, but he's never had a game where he's starting at first base this year. Jake Myers at the 5 spot in center field. Yanji is at 6. And he's at catcher. Right field is Can Smith, who had a really good game yesterday with the RBI single for the Astros. Zach DeZenzo was big for the Astros yesterday. He'll be in left field at the 8 spot. And Mauricio Dubon will be the 9 spot at second base. And he's been red hot lately. 7-game hitting streak for Mauricio Dubon at this point. We'll see if he can make that 8. I'm going to go with some of the Astros numbers against Shane Baz. You've seen some struggles for this Astros team with the guys that are in this lineup today. Chas McCormick is 1 for 3 against Baz, but he's not in the lineup today. So you remove outside of that, the rest of the Astros are a total of 6 for 31 against Baz. That is not a great batting average. That equals a Let me get the exact number. It is a removing Chas McCormick's 1-for-3. That is a 194 batting average this Astros team has against Shane Baz. Who are the guys that have had success outside of McCormick's 1-for-3? Jeremy Pena hit a home run off of Baz, going 3. He also has a double against him, 3-for-6, so a single, a double, and a home run. Jake Myers hit a RBI against him, 1-for-4. Jake Myers, but Jake Myers has also struck out against him twice. Dubon is 0-for-5. Caratini's 0-for-4. Jose Altuve is 0-for-7. I've already mentioned Caratini's 0-for-4. Now, here's a good thing. Yanner Diaz is 2-for-5 with an RBI and a walk. But look, you've got a handful. That is only 6 of the 9 guys that are in the lineup today. You look at some of the other Astros that are in the lineup today that have not faced Shane Baz yet. You can look at Isaac Paredes. Big reason why he hasn't faced him is because they were teammates for a while. Cam Smith is another guy that has never faced him in his career. So Cam Smith, Isaac, and the other guy that has never faced him is Zach DeZenzo. So those 3 guys have never faced Shane Baz. But getting into my prediction, I'm predicting for the Astros to lose this game. I think it's a very winnable game for the Astros, and I wouldn't be surprised if they won it. But I like the Astros' chances in the next 3 games. I don't know why, but I just don't see them losing the next 3 games that you're seeing. Not talking about this game, but I'm talking about the next game. Like tomorrow, you've got Framber Valdez on the mound. He has been absolutely on fire lately, especially when pitching at home. The Rays suck against lefties. Ryan Pepiot's on the mound for the Rays. He struggles against righties. The Astros dominated him last time they faced him and have a lot of success against him in general. Then you look at the next day, Colton Gordon. That is another lefty for the Astros where the Rays struggle against lefties. And the Astros in that game faced Zach Littell, who the Astros got 7 hits in 5 innings against when they faced him in Tampa. And that is a guy that, this is an offense that is much better at home than they are on the road. So imagine what it'll be like at home for the Astros offense on Saturday. And then the finale is Hunter Brown versus Taj Bradley, the same matchup we saw on the series finale when the Astros played in Florida, and they lost that. Hunter Brown struggled. Bradley pitched well. I see that flipping around. Hunter Brown is in Houston where he's more comfortable. That ballpark that Tampa is playing in right now is not a pitcher's ballpark, and I feel like Hunter's going to get some revenge for that outing he had in Florida. So I honestly think the next 3 games after this game are very, very winnable games for this Astros team. So I don't want to get greedy and say the Astros get a 4-game sweep. I definitely could see it happening, but I think it's more likely that the Astros take 3 of 4 in this series, and I'm going to go with that happening here, and I'm going to go with them losing the first and then win the next 3. But the thing I will add is that the Astros also have something for stake here. The Astros are going to try to win their 9th straight series at home. That is crazy. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, though, and peace out. Go Astros.